And welcome everybody to game 1 here of Rivalry Captain's Draft Group A between Team Big Chuss and Team SmoorferZil. Currently I'm just waiting for Hi to join me. He should be in here any second, but for the moment we'll get into picks bands and see how things end up going. So let me make sure that I'm on the right screen here. There we go. Okay. So just taking a quick look at bands. Not too surprised to see that Jinx been taken away here from Gloob, one of his better AD carries. Most certainly. On the other side, seeing a couple got Zed taken away from Hal or from Joe on Asher. Obviously, not too surprised to seeing Das being targeted. And a couple of picks away from Taki too, like obviously the signature Kindred and the Wukong being taken away. Also, it can be a bit of a flex also top lane that Wukong onto Sad Monkey, who is another account of Jerry to Giraffe. Nautilus Kai'Sa blocked in here for OBK and Chili Lime. Very strong 2v2 bot lane. Obviously, stacks up the Kai'Sa passes very quickly. And then there's Volibear picked up for Toad Sage, who's played a lot this tournament so far. So Comfort kind of picked across the board here so far. And seeing Costa's Blitzcrank being picked up in return. His signature trash was taken away here, so I think Blitz is a fine pick in response. Can punish something like the Nautilus in lane, as well as the Kai'Sa if he just manages to land the hook with the Xayah too. Obviously, really good for preventing the all-in that can come with Nautilus Kai'Sa. Is good in a isolated matchup into the Kai'Sa as well. So draft going well so far for Team Big Chuss. We'll see what SmoorferZils end up locking the Rek'Sai for Talkie-Walkie in the jungle. Yes, Kev, I'll get bets up in a second now. Actually, give me one moment there. And the best should be up there now. So taking a quick look at second round bands. A couple top laners been taken away here. Gnar, Garen. Kind of strong bully top laners. See if that pool gets built down any further here, or if they want to throw their attention somewhere else. Cho'Gath also been taken away here from Big Chuss. And the Diana will be the final ban here. Another pick targeted towards Asher, who's been playing a lot of that pick, particularly recently in solo queue. Has shown quite a proficiency for taking those all-ins. Maybe being a bit of a coin flip player, but you know, that's just how he does. Here, lads, come on now, like. Alright. So Urgot was blinded here for top lane. It's been answered here by the Orn, so it's going to be a bit of a rough matchup here for Big Chuss in top lane versus Sad Sad Monkey. We'll see if he can abuse the potential of the Urgot. And the Azir also blind picked here for Howl into mid lane and see what Asher ends up counterpicking with. They are hovering as a Caston. They are going to lock it in. Okay, so counterpick saved for Asher to get himself that big pick. Obviously with a lot of intent for scaling here. A lot of kind of very kind of heavy dive here coming out from the side of Team SmoorferZil. Between your Kai'Sa, your Nautilus, your Rek'Sai, Caston. Definitely want to go one way and one way only, whereas there is a lot of peel for Team Big Chuss. You know, Azir wall to deny, you know, Xayah ulti to kind of zone. Plus heavy CC coming in here from the Volibear de Orn. And Blitzcrank to cause just a little bit of chaos, you know, if she managed to land that big hook, can definitely upset whatever engagement plans the Rivalry comp wants to pull off. In terms of like execution, it feels like it's hard to say. It's really going to come down to like just how much Taki can abuse in jungle matchup on this Rek'Sai, because I feel like he should clear faster. And if he can get those early ganks off with, you know, with the Burrow Flash, or the Flash and Burrow, I should say, onto these side lanes to get them snowballing, it could be pretty rough for Team Big Chuss, but we'll see if they can actually make it happen. But we're going to go here into a quick break as we're going in spectator late, so we'll be back to you guys shortly, and hopefully Hai will be here to join me as soon as he gets here.
Justice Crash!
And welcome back, guys, here to Game 1 between Team Big Chuss and Team SmoorferZil. As we see the red team here have kind of clumped up down into bot side, potentially trying to counter the gank that could have come out here from Blitzcrank, but we do see that they've opted to go up here through the top to try to get some possible cheeky gank off, or just some information. I should be here joined by Hi. We'll see if he's available now. How's it going, my dude?
Hello. I'm just waiting for the TV to turn off, but other than that, I'm ready to go, and we should be ready. I like how red team just knew that Costa was going to try some cheesy shit with this rank early game.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the sort of pick you want to. You can make those kind of cheekier plays, right? See if you can try to catch someone who's just, you know, a bit asleep at the wheel. Obviously, especially if you can get this casting. You know, try putting behind, you know, delay that kind of ticking time bomb even more. As Asher's gone for a very late ward, but doesn't get punished for it ultimately.
Yeah, so I guess both sides, so both junglers are starting on their blue. And that's in that case, then that means they'll be on like other side of the map after 3 camps, but obviously because they have all the knowledge and the vision, Toadsage can look for the invade, but there is already a ward on the red buff, so Toadsage will be spotted, but he's going to be starting that. So Taki can either respond, or he can go to his red side, to Toadsage's red side and take his camp instead. But it looks like he's going to try and fight him on it.
Yeah, Costa has gotten level 2 here first, has landed the hook on Chili Lime, and it's going to be a lot of damage onto that Nautilus. It's just going to go straight on down.
Ooh.
And heal also expended by OBK. That's a very expensive mistake to concede early on. Chili Lime definitely could have either flashed the hook or flashed the safety afterwards. Ultimately ends up paying for it with his life.
And I think Toadsage actually got the red buff, so... but he does burn his flash for it, so you know those Q flash ganks aren't going to be an option for the first few minutes of the game, which is nice, but it does slow down Taki a little bit, but at least he knows now where. Okay, at least he knows where Toadsage will be now.
Oh, Taki's flashed over the wall now to go on to Howl. It's gotten him super low, but ultimately doesn't have enough abilities to kind of keep on chasing him. Costa's gone to roam up, has landed the hook, is getting Talking super low here. And the kill will be picked up here by Howl. So Taki getting punished for a very aggressive early play.
It was a bit of a flip as to whether or not he would hit the flash knockup, but Hal still had his flash, so even if he landed a knockup, I'm fairly certain Hal would have been able to just either flash out, and the outcome would have been the same regardless. So this is just the worst case scenario for him.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to set him behind very far ahead. As Toadsage is going to power farm ahead on the Volley Bear. It's kicking up his Raptor camp at the moment, and as you're kind of like, how do you feel about the dynamic between these two picks, Volley Bear and Rek'Sai? Like, because I felt like, you know, Rek'Sai should have like the faster clear, right? And wants to kind of get onto the side lanes as soon as possible. because it feels like maybe the pick kind of falls off a bit harder than the Volibear in particular.
So the thing is, because I would argue that Rek'Sai clear would be faster, but Volibear like buff this patch with the sustain and the clear speed buff that he got. I think Volibear I think after his first clear, he should be very, very much faster than Rek'Sai in terms of clear speed, because he doesn't need a lot of items. He just needs his base levels to like clear fast.
Yeah, for sure. Just taking a quick look across the map here. Most lanes going mostly even so far, apart from the kill that went over into Gloob and the bot lane. But OBK so far managing to barely keep up with the CS. Is going to be too upset. And Howl. Sorry, go ahead.
Bit of a force gank there. Kassadin isn't 6, so and he's forcing their tower, so there's not much he can do in terms of helping him.
Yeah, Howl not even.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe a bit of a risky path there from OBK himself, as Big Chuss is contesting for the scuttle. Will manage to grab it with a clap and give Taki a good clap to first trouble.
So Taki does have damage, but that level 6 power spike that Ornn can have, it just really, really, really unlucky that he got the crab.
Yeah, Taki
again doesn't have. There's no blade collar, so Chili Lime is able to flash out the safety.
Yeah, and more pressure being applied across the board here. Taki is set super far behind now, and the early dragon going here up over to Toad Sage. Plus Sad Monkey also getting super low against his Ornn in lane, but a pick that really should be trying to bully out the tank. So Big Chuss's team going to be really happy with this start to the game.
With Taki now, I guess all he has to do is just hope that Toad Sage fucks up somewhere. He's only level 5, he's going to hit 6 off I think 4 more camps, or unless he gets another gank off. But I think Costa's looking for an invade here, because they do see him with the Tremor Sense, so they can easily walk, but Howl and Toad Sage are not too far behind. Costa no flash, he might go down actually. Oh, and a lot of damage from Gloob there and on the top side. Urgot's on the wrong side of the map, and Esoteric picks up that kill. And I think that blue is going to go over to the side of blue team unless Taki with a Miracle Smite. No, he doesn't. Howl dashes forward and Hook actually lands. OBK fail flash, and on that another kill goes to Howl. 2-0 on this Azir now.
Yeah, for sure. So Howl getting very huge on these here early on. Also has the Verdant Barrier to kind of mitigate a lot of the damage that Kassadin wants to do in lane in these trades. And obviously Asher kind of wants time to just scale, right? With this pick. But honestly, his team is kind of just falling apart around him at the moment. 6-0 on the board here with nearly a 4k gold lead. Toad Sage really out of position though. He's going to get punished here super hard. OBK picking up that pick. And a bit questionable by on the Volibear with that positioning. Oh, nice hook there on the Kassadin, but it's not going to really mean anything though. Going to mostly just there to be tilting Asher as Esoteric goes in for the Ornn ulti onto Sad Monkey.
Nice nice CC buffer using the Disdain. Unfortunately, I don't think he has any damage. Just a TM had against
he's just going to get chased down, and he's going to get taken down. 3-0 here on the Ornn. Sad Monkey having a really rough time here up in top lane on this Urgot pick that was kind of set up to be like this lane bully, and it's just not happening for him.
Yeah, it's really unlucky that if Urgot... the thing is, I don't understand... Oh, hang on a minute. Chili Lime gets flash hooked by Costa. The heal does come out. And
the minion.
But Chili Lime will be brought low from the minions, and will he go down? No.
No.
We'll live on the slivers of HPs, but losing the heal for Asher. Taki level 6.
Taki level
Chuss
6.
is taking a lot of damage from the tower, and I think he just might go down here.
Taki finally getting his revenge onto Big Chuss. does get that shutdown as well, it's going to feel pretty good about that. But as you said, is still just level 6. Although, so Toastage isn't actually even far ahead of him really that much in the level department. So, honestly, probably not doing too bad. It's actually a level up on Toastage, which is kind of really funny, all things considered. See now, Costa kind of sneaking in here for a cheeky bush grab, perhaps. Is going to be spotted out by OBK, though, with the Prey Seeker.
You know, Hal has a 20 CS lead in the mid lane, has a Verdant Barrier stacking, Lost Chapter. Like, he's this laning phase is like impossible for him to die in. And speaking of Hal, he's gonna come top lane, just gonna pick up another free kill onto the Urgot. You know, no flash, no E. Like, he doesn't have the damage to 1v2 right now. He doesn't have the level 9, so no fully stacked Purge. This ain't gonna be used. He's gonna be under the tower, but another tower shot's gonna finish him off, and another kill for Big Chuss.
Yeah, the Urgot is in a rough spot.
Coming in mid lane.
Asher can just ult out of this, but kind of needs to navigate its way out of it. There is a lot of CC that can come down the chain from here. And it's quite slowed down by the Volibear as well. Does time the ulti nicely to get away from the hook, but might be too little too late. It's going to get chased down. Hal will get himself another kill here on these here.
Yeah. Hal on Toastage flashing, but ultimately for a Cassidy flash this early on in the game, like when he's not level 11, doesn't have a very low cooldown on his ulti, like that's going to be huge. Yeah. Like now Toastage can just repeat gank this. And
Taki up here again, but it's actually going to get turned around on
him this time. And you know, he does have the R, nice juke, but I don't think it will be enough. He is able to walk out of it though.
Yeah, Sad Monkey here trying to go for the chase, but he's just not going to be able to catch up to that, and probably just doesn't have the damage to kill the Ornn at this moment. Really only has the team add-ins for damage, and otherwise is still trying to just farm with this cull. Also, you know, Big Chuss just picked himself up the Sunfire Cape in lane with that Ornn passive, so is already a really beefy boy. Not going to be taken down very easily. Costa looking for the hook here onto OBK.
Does he land it? He doesn't land it. OBK does flash out of it though. Probably a bit. Maybe it's not necessary, but yeah. I suppose.
I guess he didn't know who was behind Costa in the jungle, right? So.
Oh, hang on a minute. Chuss taking quite a bit low. Unfortunately, Urgot doesn't have any damage as of right now. He does have level 9 now, so the Purge will be permanently up. But I think this tower might fall very soon. Actually, hang on. Gloob is being engaged on. Depth Charge are going to be used. Flash heal you. Flash and heal also to get away. But I think he'll be able to make it to safety. And on the top side, we do see Urgot flashing away from a very poor fight against the Ornn, who's like, you know, full mythic ahead, has the Bramble Vest. So you're just hurting yourself more than you're hurting him.
Yeah, for sure. Getting punished big time against Big Chuss, and Gloob will ultimately get himself the first turret down here after getting away from that 1v2. So nicely done by him. Nearly 40 CS up here against OBK, and plus all that plate gold going into his pockets. It's going to be absolutely massive for him. Should have that mythic on this recall, I would assume. Yep, and there it is locked in. Got himself the Gale Force. Very aggressive pick here, but I think he can kind of afford to do that at this stage, right? Like, they've built themselves up nearly a 5k gold lead at 13 minutes in the game. And they'll definitely want to try snowball this as much as possible, because again, you kind of have that Caston to keep in mind, who is trying his best to scale, but is kind of getting bullied out here at the moment. 2 people in his lane trying to just take away his plates, deny him farm as much as possible.
Oh, Chuss has found an Urgot. And he is level 11, so rank 2 ult is potential for him.
2 levels up on his lane opponent. Yeah, Jerry the Giraffe, as is his alias, is not having a fun game. We can say that much at least. But, we'll see what ends up happening.
No flash, and his R is still on cooldown for now. Costa using his hook a little early, but I don't think it matters. You know, Toastage just ulting that tower, you know, a very easy to execute dive, and Asher, no, he has no flash, so like he's just free. He's just a free kill every time.
And no level 11, like you said, right? So it doesn't even have a
Yep.
cooldown on that ulti to kind of get himself away in time. They were going to lose their mid turret and probably a big chunk of the second turret too. Taki spotted out though by Costa.
Oh.
Not sure how that happened. He wasn't on a ward.
Probably blind, or maybe Costa scripting. Who knows?
There is a call for the FF in chat by Asher, but we won't talk about that too much. Seems like they kind of want to just go next, see if they can try get themselves a tie here in this series.
I would go call for an FF as well. Like this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, like it's 7k goal down, and you're basically losing in every single lane. The only real redeeming fact was that, at least OBK hadn't died too much and was kind of keeping up to CS, but it's still so far behind the mark though in comparison to Gloob on the Xayah. So very, very tough to come back from this. And there is the surrender. So we are going to go into game 2 with a 1-0 lead here to Team Big Chuss, in pretty dominant fashion here in game 1. As we take a quick look here at the stats. Look at the Ornn damage. My lord. Well, it's just absolutely clapping, lads, up in the top lane. And looks like Team SmoorferZil will definitely have to go back to the drawing board on this one in terms of how they've kind of set up their draft or how they want to play at this early lane phase, because they definitely don't want to repeat that if they want to get themselves a win. But we'll go to a quick break, guys, and hopefully game 2 will be up very shortly. I'll tell you guys a little bit. And welcome back, guys. We are going into game 2 here, Champ Selects, between Big Chuss and SmoorferZil. After a very quick, very bloody game 1, mostly on the side of Team Big Chuss. They kind of just got kills across the board and was not really answered in return. We'll see if Team SmoorferZil can kind of get back into form and try get themselves at least a tie here in this best of 2 series. I'm not sure if High is back just yet, so we'll take a quick look at the bans here. Jinx and Trash banned once again. Not too surprising there, as well as the Zed and the Kindred. So same bans so far. Let's see if Team SmoorferZil can kind of conjure up any new picks, perhaps, to try and maybe change up how they're going to approach the game. True, I'll get the bans, the predictions up now. Would appreciate Taki if he's didn't just permanent the game, but you know.
True, Taki. You're actually griefing your entire team. Like, stop it.
They make it a little bit more fun for everyone involved, yeah. But we'll see ultimately what ends up happening here. Sorry guys, I'm just getting the predictions up now.
Oh, a Mumu. Yes, Taki. Unleash it. There it is. This better be the Mumu jungle. In homage to Toad Sage. That's placeholder? Cringe. Should have played it.
I mean, Taki, you're supposed to message, like, me if you're doing placeholders. Come on now. Like, I said this in his fucking first champ select, like. The joys of Irish League of Legends.
Wait, Taki, who is that then? If that's not the jungler. The Edward, true.
Okay. So, Tosage, once again, getting this volley bear, is always getting this pick, seemingly. So the Tristana Nautilus picked up as well. So definitely looking for kind of early aggression, seems like, to kind of continue on from game 1. Asher has gotten this Diana though this time around, so we'll see if he can kind of make any difference here. Still waiting here if this Mumu is indeed a placeholder. Seems to be if that Shyvana was logged in, but it's a little bit loud. Turn it down a little bit. So more top lane bans plus the LeBlanc bound away against Howl. Azir is still open for him. Had obviously pretty strong performance on it game 1. Had some kind of goal kills kind of funneled into him early on. So wouldn't be surprised to see if he goes for it again. But he is going to probably lock in as TF, which I think makes a lot of sense too. It's a pretty strong pick. Has a lot of goal pressure. And is going to be locked in here.
Yes. Hang on. I still don't know what a Mumu is, so I'm not going to say anything about draft yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, they have not messaged me about what the placeholder is, so we don't really know what the Mumu is going to be. A bit hard to call how the draft's going to shape up because of that.
Wait, can I decide what a Mumu is? If you guys aren't going to tell me, can I make a suggestion?
Oh, it's Kai'Sa. Okay, so the Mumu was blue 1 Kai'Sa. I think it's fine, right? As a first pick, if you want to like deny from Gloob, but I don't even know if Gloob even plays a Kai'Sa, so I guess it's kind of weird. They have picked up Irelia as well here, with Diana and Shyvana, which is kind of strange. Sorry, Irelia's Pantheon. Okay, never mind. And then the Braum to round it out. So let me make sure I got this right. So it looks like it's Pantheon top, Shyvana jungle, Diana mid, Kai'Sa bottom, and Braum support. Which is a whole lot of dive. Not a lot of beef, really. if the fight drags on any longer than a few seconds, because there's a lot of skirmishers here on the side of Team Big Chuss that kind of just want to throw down whenever possible.
I don't know. This could be Taki's signature. Frostfire Gauntlet.
Oh, the Frostfire. Yes. The I see.
Into Nashor's Tooth, to Sterek's Gauge. Fucking cringe builds.
That is true. Let's see if he ends up going towards it. But yeah, hard to kind of cast it seriously when we kind of saw the attitude of Mr. Taco Wako in Twitch chat. So I'm not expecting too much from game 2. If I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit!
Well, maybe we'll see some spice here, especially in this Pantheon York top lane matchup. Maybe we'll get a bit of fun out of that.
It's like 200%. Gameplay 200% as well.
Oh, you thought we was talking about my music. My bad.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Music.
Yeah, no, that I'm not surprised by, to be honest.
It's time to unleash cocaine gameplay or what?
Lads, what happened? Like, I thought Rhino was the problem, you know? Like, where's all the camaraderie gone after you guys got the win last week, like? Or the tie, I should say. Okay. Also, Talkie-Walkie with the largest prediction in Big Chuss. Seems pretty suspect to me. Not gonna lie. May have to investigate that one. Make a competitive ruling. But unfortunately, we will not have time for that, as we are going to go into game 2 here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a competitive game of League of Legends between Team Big Chuss and Team SmoorferZil, as we'll go to a quick break. We'll be back to you guys shortly. And welcome back, everybody, here to Game 2 of Big Chuss and SmoorferZil. As we have some spicy picks coming true here, and some spicy comms as well from Team SmoorferZil. As we do have reason to believe that Asher himself is just blasting music at 200%, separate from his team communications. As OBK almost face checks a bush to his doom, but smart enough to walk away from that one. Costa's still fishing here for this level 1 play, though. They haven't been spotted out quite yet. Also,
another cheeky invade.
Yep. Also, as I can see, that has been pinged out by the team of Costa Quarter. There's ignites across the board here for Team SmoorferZil. Not a TP to be held in sight. They just want blood as much as possible. The Sad Monkey goes here for this level 1 play onto the Orc, but not really going to mean a huge amount unless he gets a bit more chunk damage. Possibly getting collapsed on here by Taki, but you know, CC does land out. It's going to be forced to flash out here. So actually pretty big level 1 play coming true in the end for SmoorferZil.
Yeah, but you know, with all that, I'm pretty sure both junglers know they're just gonna agree to vertical jungle here. I'm pretty sure taking the Crocs is viable for both of them, but it comes down to whether or not Taki will take it or not. If he does, then he should be even. If not, then you know he's going to be. Yeah, okay, so his tempo is fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she clears slower than Toad Sage right now. Because I'm pretty sure Shyvana needs level... Well, I'm pretty sure she just needs items in general. Like, obviously, because she wants to get the AP going, she wants to scale, hit the 2-item power spike, and basically just stat check everything.
Yeah. The thing I want to be looking out for that there's no summoners on this York whatsoever, right? He had a TP to get back to top lane. So if I was, you know, Taki and Sad Monkey here, I'd really like to punish that lane as much as possible to try to get this Pantheon snowballed a bit, maybe. Maybe that you can look at that as a possible win condition. Right now, Big Chuss kind of just sat underneath his turret. Has gone to level 2 now. That's just going to try to absorb the CS as much as possible.
So SmoorferZil actually opted to not cheat or recall. He's going to just sit under this tower because he knows that Volibear is not on his side of the jungle. Sorry, on his side of the map. So he can easily just look for a dive, actually, and that works out just as well for him. So first blood going over to Pantheon, and a huge wave that's going to be lost at that tower. So
yep, first ignite expended here from Team SmoorferZil, 1 of 3 available, as it does net him the early first blood and a big punish here. With no TP available as a Big Chuss, he's going to lose out on a bunch of these minions underneath his turret. As the wave will eventually bounce back here to Sad Monkey. He's going to be pretty happy with how that worked out. Does mean the Pantheon is like a little bit vulnerable himself as he doesn't have any summoners. So if Toad Sage does visit top lane, it means Pantheon's not likely going to get away from that. But see what ends up happening.
Wave is in a decent spot right now. Asher going in very deep. Hal actually flashing after all the damage is done. I think he expected Joe to throw out another Q and ignite. Toad Sage looking for a gank. Hal does have TP to get back to lane though, so he should be okay. I'm not going to lose a lot of XP, but
yeah, it's going to actually TP him behind as Toad Sage is going to go in here on mid lane. Direct camera is focusing on top though, as per usual, but a lot of damage going in here onto Asher. Forced to flash out. But Collapse is coming in here for the bot lane too, as Howl is taking the kill here onto the Diana. And Big Chuss is going to get the solo kill onto the Pantheon too. This is disaster here for Team SmoorferZil.
I mean, it's Gloob and Costa had like Prio. I'm fairly certain they had Prio before they left, and now like the wave is like in such a shit position as well. So OBK and Chili Lime actually, even though they didn't follow, they didn't shove the wave out. and because of that, now Gloob and Costa have this perfect wave that's like kind of crashing into them, but because of Tristana's little E passive, it's going to be a bit harder for them to like keep it frozen. But
yeah, it's almost as if there's like a bit of miscommunication going on within Team SmoorferZil. I wonder what could be causing that, but unfortunately for Asher, it does mean that that advantage he got himself in the lane has kind of completely conceded. Is down on CS and a kill now to the TF. He's going to be pretty comfortable with how things are going. Doesn't have TP available, but does have that level 6, so can look to use the ulti to make a play perhaps on the side lane.
Thanks, Taki. Thanks for letting me know. At least after this game, we'll be going back to Pokemon.
Taki in the old chat letting us know how it's going. Let's see what's Mood saying in chat here. Please refer to him as E Ostrich. Man, there's too many names going on here, okay? Look, I can't keep track of all this shit, alright?
I want to see Toad Sage steal this. He has to steal this.
Alright, Toad Sage
Well,
does have the TF ulti coming in too. With the gold card, Taki is not going to be long for this world. And it looks like this dragon is going to go over to... Chili Lime chasing Howl away. Toad Sage is still on the dragon here. Does manage to secure it in the end. Will pay for it with his life though. Going 1-for-1 though with Diana, so he's not going to be too upset about how that went. Costa's flashed out here. Will get himself to safety. Gloob, it's getting slowly chased down here by Sad Monkey.
He has flash. Oh, the spear misses.
Oh, the
flash. No flash. There's a stun coming up, and he's trying to dodge, but like that just gives Pantheon time just to walk up and hit the point and click stun.
Alright, so eventually some gold does go over here to Team SmoorferZil onto the Pantheon. It's 3-1-0. He's doing pretty well, but unfortunately, because of the diff in the rest of his team, plus all this plate gold that's going into Big Chuss and Yorick because of the maiden push, it's not going to mean an awful lot here in the long term. So Dragon did go over to Toad Sage.
I was hoping it would be a cool one-on-one battle. You know, Toad Sage and Taki both level 5, and Toad Sage manages to pull a steal, gets level 6, and just dunks on Taki. That would have been the cool play. Yep. But of course, this is a team game. It's not solo queue.
Yep.
So the whole fucking Avengers showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pity that Asher didn't call the SS there on the TF. Definitely a bit of missed comms in that one, you could say. As he's continuing to try bully out here in the mid lane. Taki is trying to seal away these raptors, but could get collapsed on here very quickly. Ultimately does get away with it. And will not pay for with it with his life.
The wave is also in a really nice position for moving Costa. I'm pretty sure just want to shove this in and like either look to roam or maybe get a plate. Taki actually with Diana in the jungle, and Toad Sage drops the R, and now Taki being exhausted. He might go down. Asher has enough, is on the way, and here comes Sad Monkey picking up that kill. Esoteric also on the back line picks up a kill as well using the pressing Q and all that stuff. Howl using the Destiny to move a few inches forward, and Sad Monkey is going to go down, and that is a 3-for-1 for the side of Big Chuss's team.
Yeah, big messy skirmish coming in there, and Big Chuss will come out on top very, very hard because of that. 3 kills now on the Yorick. It's going to be huge whenever he gets his reset. He's going to get a quick push in here with the Maiden. Possibly maybe get himself another place, but we'll probably just reset with the push. Oh, all in here comes from Gloob though.
Oh, nice hook from Costa. Chili Line needs to drop the shield. It's a bit to the side, but I think it does its job anyway. Costa being brought very low. I don't think OPK can follow. TP coming in from Howl, and Taki is here on the back, but do they have the damage to kill? Taki flashing forward, but the stun card does come out. And Taki with no R is like a bit of a sitting duck until he gets it. Monkey
he's trying to build up that rage at the moment, and shutdown coming in from the Pantheon. OBK is going to go down to the bomb though.
Heal actually was just in time, and a nice flash from the spear. Very unnecessary, but I think it's better safe than sorry, just in case.
Yeah, like you never know. Like the Empowered Spear with the Lethality Pantheon can do a surprising amount of damage, so maybe he's just respecting that. But a lot of skirmishes going down, no kills gone over just yet, but Asher's getting ganked down here in the mid lane. Is going to get the chain CC'd here, and it's just going to get eaten alive by the Volley Bear. Asher now 0-4-2, having a very rough time here on Diana in mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, Toad Sage just saw that Asher was overextending. He knew he had the music on 200%. Won't hear him coming. He just runs at him, just beats the shit out of him. Pretty standard.
Yeah. Hell, meanwhile, having a pretty good time here on TF. 3-1-2 has made big impacts across the board, especially with those ultis. Has managed to get at least one kill each time.
Hockey
face checking this though. It's going to get chain CC'd with the gold card into the hook, forcing to use the ulti to get himself to safety.
Uh-oh, she didn't line.
Oh, but immediately Howl's on their own.
Chile Lime actually manages to walk away using that move speed from the Unbreakable. So he's going to get out of that one scot-free.
Yeah, not too bad in the end. Does bait out the TF ulti, but ultimately the pressure here still for Team Big Chuss. They're going to get themselves this second dragon of the game. And it's looking like we're going to have an ocean or a cloud soul map once this is taken. But yeah, again, it's not as disastrous as game 1 was in terms of like early gold. Like it's just a 1k difference. Sorry, it's nearly 2k I should say. But you know, like OBK is not too far behind here on the Kaisa. The biggest difference is probably here in top lane at the moment, I would imagine, or mid. But you still have picks that can kind of, if at least they hit their item spike, they can still do a lot if you get that wombo off. As Esoteric is going to get collapsed on here.
He's not going to make it out alive. Like it was a really nice use of the powder spot, getting out of the cage by dashing to a minion. The Toad Sage on the hunt with Hal and talking with no flash, no R. That's a free kill.
Yeah, 3-man ganked with the Gromp. Gets collapsed on very quickly. Again, not communicated. Missing by Asher here in the mid lane. It's almost as if he's not on the same call as his team. But, yeah, Taki getting punished once again. Is building this tank shot, kind of, Joanna, as you're saying, with the Frostfire. So see a bit of engage coming out here in bot lane.
Oh. They're dumping everything onto Costa, but Gloop is left untouched, and Chili Lime is actually bringing Gloop down. The Ignite will be enough, and it won't. But Asher does pick up that nice kill, a nice flash from the ulti from Costa. And the next hook just gets him away. And that is a 1 for... Yeah, so overall, hang on a minute. Destiny comes out, heal being dropped, Ignite being dropped as well. OBKs might go down to the Ignite, not going to heal off anything. And Pantheon are also used. Hal, unfortunately, no flash, so it's only a matter of time before he goes down. And Sonya's buying some time, but is only delaying the inevitable again. And another kill for Joe. So that's 2 kills for Diana, and they're both shutdowns.
Yep. Shutdown gold going over to Asher, who desperately needs it at this point if he wants to make impacts with the Diana, but he is going to end up losing his mid lane turret with this Herald play. So Sage gets a bit of chunk. Oh, won't get the second charge here on the mid tier 2 though, so Taki managing to stop that. It's pretty nice. Will end up losing a lot of his camps here though. Can't really contest this.
Taki, I think, doesn't realize that Chuss was there, but Toad Sage flashing in, and Stormbringer going to be used to bring him back, but unfortunately the Ignite is enough. And Pantheon forced the flash. Joe coming in as well. He jumps everything, but no, unfortunately no R to follow up, and Joe can't get to E. Oh, he actually has the flash E and goes to the fucking moon with that dash, and another kill for Joe. Pantheon and Costa just having a nice little gentleman's agreement over who gets the blue buff.
Yeah, meanwhile, Gloob is 1v2 here in the bot lane, almost getting collapsed on, but does manage to dodge out.
Doesn't have anything, and
okay.
Gale Force And this is going to be a 1v2 for Gloob. Chili Lamp has nothing. He has the flash. He does have the R, but Gloob actually manages to get a solo kill in a 1v2 situation, so which is so ideal. So it's a big misplay from OBK there.
Yeah, like really nice play to dodge out the initial Brom Q, as Costacor is going to go down here super quick to disperse from the Diana. And there's really not a lot Big Chuss can do, but Sad Monkey will end up getting traded in return, perhaps, here by Toesage. We have Howl here as well. Managed to get the shutdown here onto the Pantheon. It's going to follow up with a gold card, or red card here onto Asher as they're slowly just chunking him down. Has no mana to fight back with. It's just trying to run away, waste time. But another shutdown onto the TF.
Yeah, so, I mean, they got the kill onto Costa, but was it worth it in the end? Like, Gloob gets a free tower at, oh, hang on a minute, OBK going in, Gloob, I don't think, he does have the R to get away, but he dashes into them. Mike is not able to get out. Destiny is going to be dropped, but I think it's just a little bit too late, and the Ignite was dropped, and OBK picks up that kill, that revenge kill onto Tristana.
Yeah, Gloob feeling himself maybe just a little too much there. The Braum passive coming in very handy once it actually lands this time around, and ends up paying for that with his life. Well, with the resets coming in from OBK and Chili Lime, though, it does mean that Team Big Chuss still have the pressure here around this third dragon, which is an ocean, which is going to be pretty rough for Team SmoorferZil to deal with. If the soul ends up going their way, they'll definitely want to try to deny soul point here if possible. Asher's look for pick here on Costacor, though.
A lot being dropped here. Flash E going to be used, but Taki doesn't actually have damage, but he does actually manage to still catch up. So a lot being dropped just for Costa, but it does mean that blue side do get their first dragon of the game from it.
Yeah, they're should be able to get this relatively uncontested, you'd imagine. Looks like Gloob and Toesage are just trying to push out bot lane. Perhaps walking up here. Toesage doesn't seem to be awake, though. It's just walk straight past Asher and it's going to ult into the middle of them and just die.
Bit ambitious, but yeah, didn't have to give up that kill. I'm pretty sure that Pantheon does go down here, solo kill. He's going to be brought very low, but unfortunately doesn't have the damage, you know, with a Sheen and a and a Caulfields. It's not exactly Pantheon's like damaging builds.
Yeah, the Maiden also. The Maiden was just chunking him down super hard as well, right? You just saw him constantly ticking from it, whereas, you know, York's getting that kind of passive healing at the same time, so you're just losing out more and more as those trades go on, and does get chased down in the end underneath his own turret. So, looking pretty rough here in the top lane matchup for Sad Monkey, aka Jerry the Giraffe, aka 4 heroes 1 dog, or 4 dogs 1 hero. I can't remember what it was. Either way, can't stand, so it doesn't really matter at this point. And yeah, just trying to see what Team SmoorferZil can do to get themselves back into this game. They did manage to delay the soul win condition here for Team SmoorferZil, for Team Big Chuss, but feels like they're kind of getting outscaled here slowly but surely, as Howl's made a lot of picks across the board here to set up the team up for success, and the York is kind of becoming very hard to deal with here on the side lane.
Toesage, I noticed, is building a Nash's Tooth. He's trying to copy the same build as Taki, I guess.
I guess so.
Taki was on a ward, and I think dashing in actually gets us a good bit of damage, but unfortunately, you know, team to follow up on that one, and Gloob was taken low, but unfortunately, not low enough. OBK flashing away, healing dropped. Chili Lime doesn't have the Unbreakable, but I don't think they have the ability to dive without that Volibear R.
Hell has ultied in behind them, but... or TP'd in behind them, even. Actually, I don't even know how he got into there. Did he use a Blast Plant? No, sorry, he ultied in behind it and he TP'd out. That's what he did there. Yeah. I was so confused by what he was doing for a second on the minimap, but... yeah, some very weird plays going on here. Having themselves a bit of fun here on the map. Ultimately, doesn't net them any kills. Let's see what's going to happen next. So, No one's getting spotted out here so far in the blue jungle. They're going to recall to safety.
Oh.
Get the recess. Toad's stops his back though. Perhaps looking for a play here on the bot lane with Esoteric on the Yorick. Looking for a counter gank for zone perhaps.
Yeah, all they have to do is just walk up. Like, Shyvana doesn't have ulti, so he's just gonna walk into the cage. He doesn't have flash either, so all Toast has to do is drop that R, and now a lot of damage being dropped. And yeah, Shyvana with no R, this stage of the game is kind of a useless champion.
Yeah, unfortunately, the damage was too much there from Toad Sage and Esoteric as they kind of just cleaved through them. Meanwhile, big push here in the mid lane from Tristana, who's just melting these turrets with the bomb and the help of Costa Corda. So SmoorferZil's losing a lot here across the map. I don't know, Asher's just kind of rage pushing here in the top lane against Howl. It's not really gonna make much headway there. Maybe gets the solo kill though in the 1v1. As the shutdown does go through, Hook coming in here from Costa Corda though, and they lose their mid inhib turret. Sad Monkey getting the kill back onto the Tristana, so there is some gold going into SmoorferZil's pocket, but
Dragon drop. Overextension.
Yeah.
They lose 4 members across the board, and they're looking to take a Nash here. Oh. Costa's just gonna walk out of this one. I don't know if Taki thinks. Oh, he actually smites it as instead. He's gonna go.
Smites the support.
He actually might kill him here.
Won't have smite for the Baron here though. But they should get through relatively quickly with everyone alive here.
Howl does have smite on his spellbook. Not sure if you are looking at chat, but he does have Destiny, so he can just take the plant over, or he could just TP in. And this just comes down to if Howl can get it off in time. I don't think they notice, and of course, because red team steals it.
Oh my lord, he actually did it. The punish of Taki using the slow smite onto Costa to get that kill in the jungle comes back to haunt him and has the Baron stolen away from him by the mid laner of Team Big Chuss, who comes up huge, having a really big performance this game so far, and that's a tilter. That is definitely not going to be good for the mental of Team SmoorferZil.
Honestly, it's to be expected. They deserved it because they knew that TF had the smite. They knew he had the ability to get into the pit with the ulti.
Yeah.
They just didn't respect it, and because of that,
yeah,
all hope of them coming back into this game is now lost.
Yeah, like there's no reason to chase down the Nautilus, right? At that point, like you can just go straight onto the Baron, but Taki uses the crucial summoner, and as I say, gets punished for it pretty hard. Gloob, though, maybe getting caught in position.
Totally flashing as well. For what reason? Huh.
OBK almost tried to catch Gloob there on the backside, but ultimately they will get themselves a pick here onto Costa Corda once again. Who's not having the funnest game, 0, 4, and 5. Howl maybe getting traded here against the Pantheon, but got him pretty low.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, nice flash. Dodges the wild cards. Asher, he is on the back. Very interesting play from SmoorferZil. I guess he has a lot of damage, and the Mercreds is enough to keep him keep somewhat toe to toe with Howl, but I don't think Taki can keep up with Chuss right now with the ghouls and the ulti.
Oh, I just got melted so fast by the York there. Holy moly! Like, I don't think there's anyone who can really deal with him in a 1v1 situation right now, because the maiden just makes it so unfair, and it does have the Baron buff as well to heap on a bit more pressure here. Now, obviously, any Baron plays have been delayed here by those picks that happened in the last couple minutes here, so you're not going to see too much going down for Team SmoorferZil. But they're keeping themselves competitive, right? Especially off the back of these kind of aggressive plays coming out from SmoorferZil himself on the Pantheon. Oh, Asher making an aggressive play here, though. Kosa likely going to go down here again. Is going to get tagged by the wrong passive and killed by Asher. So that's that Monkey doing his best to hold his own against Yorick, but it's just going to get just smacked in the face by the shovel. Barely gets away with his life, though, as the main's going to go down here, and Esoteric is probably going to have to look to try to get himself out of dodge. Does have the backup of Howl, though, if a fight does break out here. And Taki maybe
Yeah,
trolling
Taki's
just a little
not
bit.
really tanky. He's just gonna get kited to shit.
So definitely Asher and Taki not on the same page there, you could say. As Asher just kind of watched him die and walked away. Bit unfortunate, you could say. And ultimately means Esoteric can go back to pushing here for free. Will grab himself this mid or bottom tier 2 with Hell and get himself a little more pocket. Or, sorry, gold in their pockets, I should say.
Yeah. Destiny was used to scout out the locations of the blue team, and I think Hal just walked over a board, but I guess he doesn't really care. I feel like it's gonna matter anyway. Gold lead is a bit more not as substantial as last game, but
Yeah.
it's still a gold lead of 5k.
Yeah, and they have the rough position of being, you know, it is soul point here for Team Big Chuss, so they'll have the pressure of trying to contest that Ocean Soul whenever that becomes available.
Yep.
And definitely.
Oh, Joe
Ooh.
going in. The flash. He jumped out, but I don't think it's enough. He also dropped the heal. Both ults being dropped as well. OBK was trapped in the cage, and Esoteric does have flash to get out. Taki also has flash to follow as well. Jesus Christ. The entire team came up, and then on the other side of the map, Joe getting ulted on, TP'd on as well. So a lot being dropped from one person on both teams, and Toad Sage with of course, the necessary BM.
Yeah, for sure. Ultimately, won't translate into anything as there's no objectives on the map here, either Baron or Dragon. So it just means they kind of get the mid shove and they'll probably get themselves some vision here. But Chili Lime really out of position though. It's going to get picked off here by Hal with the gold card. Chili Lime not going to be long for this world. Not really an angle for him to escape. Toad Sage does end up picking that kill.
Destiny being dropped because they did see Taki in that bush thinking he had R, but of course he was just happily recalling.
Hell using the R to get himself a quick movement over to the ward. So that's very efficient movement, you know, from the TF. Is going to just move over here to mid lane, get himself a prio for the Ocean Soul up here in 20 seconds. Chili Line will be alive, but will he get here in time for the fight? Esoteric has gone up to top lane, will have the TP available to join the fight if required. He's grabbing himself the red buff. Let's see now. Chili Lime is racing over here. Yeah, Team SmoorferZil definitely want to fight for this. They don't want to give the Ocean Soul over. So kind of need to have that kind of all-in kill pressure as much as possible. See how this ends up going. Casa, deep hook.
Oh, can Taki steal this? He does actually. He steals the Ocean Dragon. 70 HP, but he does go down for it. And I think Glue is not able to... Yeah, Glue doesn't die to Asher, but they get the dragon, but at what cost? Chili Lime wasn't able to make it into the fight in time because he had died. So that fight was a 4v5 from the start, and it's just a really unlucky fight.
Yeah, and it might actually just be game. Death timers are pretty long at this point. Just 25 seconds here on the Pantheon is the next closest, and they'll get themselves at least this mid inhibitor, have a wave to kind of go with it, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna be game 2 going over to Big Chuss, and they're gonna close the series out and relatively clean 2-0, you could say. Yeah, and
so Sage is unleashed.
with the volley bear spam at the end, and the GG's coming out. Very well played here from Team Big Chuss. As we'll go quickly over here to the stats. And the Yorick damage, absolutely nutty, coming out here. Nearly 25k on his own, like engulfing his entire team. But at least we saw better things here from Team SmoorferZil in game 2, even though it looked maybe they weren't taking the game as seriously. I like that they still made aggressive plays throughout the game when they were behind, and they kind of kept themselves at least in contention. Unfortunately, a couple of crucial fights just didn't end up going their way, and even though they managed to get the steal on the dragon in the end, the map was just already so much in tatters that the enemy team could just end. So condolences to them, but kudos to Team Big Chuss. I think they had fairly decent performances in both games.
I mean, just showing that he got the most. I think he had the most damage both games. So like he's showing that despite top being a shit role, you can still carry very hard on it.
Yep. Had a good performance on the Orden game 1, so, and York here in game 2, but that will be all from us here. Thank you, Kai, for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching. Unfortunately, sad that it was a quick series and a 2-0, but we are coming towards the end of the group stage, and we'll hopefully have some spicy knockouts coming up for you real soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass you over to another channel, and we'll talk to you guys next time.